Hello everybody, my name is Coronal Rain, and we are going to be continuing our playthrough of FTL today. So we'll go ahead and jump back into it. Alright, if I unpause here, and we'll just go ahead and jump to our next beacon in Sector 3. So we have this store. We're going to avoid that for now. Probably not come back to it actually. Hopefully we'll get a different store somewhere around here where we can buy some useful material. We're going to go check out this distress beacon though. You follow the distress beacon to a tiny asteroid belt. You find a small ship struggling to maneuver through the field. We're going to hail them and offer assistance. They respond, "Help! Our shields are down and we won't last long." We can try to shield their ship with ours, or don't risk our ship, leave them to their fate. If we do this option, if we try to shield their ship, we're probably going to take some damage, but as usual I like to take these opportunities even if it might be a little risk. 4 damage, 15 scrap. Despite your best efforts, the civilian ship breaks apart from the constant barrage. You are barely able to break out of the asteroid field yourself. The ship sustains some damage in the process, so we got some useful material from that, but hull damage kind of cancels that out for the most part. Alright, we're going to jump to this next beacon. It's a fight. Scans show a remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messages you, "Stay out of this, or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on..." We get to attack the pirate. Definitely gonna go with that. I see a flat cannon, by the way, and a laser that they're about to activate. You asked for it. They pull away from the planet and move in to engage. Oh, they have good weapons. This might be problematic. We're gonna try and land a flak on their weapons and a burst laser on their weapons. We hit, they hit as well. We're gonna send Ken in to heal the oxygen system. I'm glad they didn't hit our weapons. We're gonna go for their weapons. Alright, we should have them now. This should not be a problem. Just get these engines repaired. Flak I can send in. Burst laser on the piloting system. Ooh, now this looks interesting. Alright, we give up. We're terrible at this pirating thing anyway. So we get the option to let them go. This is a good offer just on scrap alone, but they're also offering a Pike beam, which is one of my favorite weapons in the game. A great beam weapon. So we are absolutely going to take this. We're not going to be able to use it yet. We need 2 additional power to our system. We could trade out the burst laser for the Pike beam. But I think I'll wait it out and just go for upgrading the system. So we'll need, it shows 50, 50, and 75 for 2 additional points in the weapon control system, and we'll need to upgrade power as well after doing that. So it's going to take a little while. We also need to start repairing our hull. So hopefully we'll find, hopefully we find a store that's more connected and forward in the path we want to take. Instead of going to this distress beacon, I'm going to jump into this nebula, and let's see. Yeah, I'll start working my way around this way. This large nebula is going to be fantastic for us. Oh, I wish we could take this. But we offloaded all of our missiles last time. So it's hard to see why, but this beacon is apparently a tourist destination. One of the ships at the small station is offering a deal, but we can't take it because we don't have any weapons, any missiles to sell. We're going to come up here, and I think we're going to take this path around to the exit. Oh, ion storm. So this is the risky part. You find 2 heavily damaged ships floating nearby, the remains of a battle. You begin to harvest some usable debris when you hear the sounds of someone beaming aboard, followed by the shouts of a boarding party. So we get a good amount of scrap, but we have intruders. I'm going to pause. We should be able to see which section of the ship they're in based on where they start firing their weapons. Alright, so it looks like they're in the door system, maybe? So we're going to actually open these doors and try to suffocate them out. See what, they're trying to get into the piloting system. So we're going to take our pilot and... Oh, no, okay. This is pretty good. I'm gonna put Steven up here. I'm gonna put these two in the O2 room. I'm gonna start flooding or evacuating the oxygen from the weapons system as well. We're just gonna try to starve these guys of oxygen. That's all we're gonna do. Alright, well, we made it most of the way. We can close the doors now. Actually, let's leave them open. Well, nah, we'll close them. Mallet should be able to take out these two since they're low on health. And we'll send in Nausea to help out with this fight. This is going pretty well. Alright. It looks like there's one guy left, though. We can open this stuff back up. Nope, he's dead. Alright. So, we need to send these guys to get healed, including the pilot. So we'll power down the engines and power up the med bay. Shouldn't take too long to get all my human crew maxed out again on their health. And back to stations. We're going to depower the med bay, put power back in the engines so we can jump out of this ion storm. I'm going to come here next. Hopefully we get something interesting. No ion storm, that's a good sign. A black market weapons trader spins you a tale of the dangers of the nebula before pushing his wares. We could purchase an unknown weapon for 45 scrap, but considering we have a good loadout right now and I want to hold on to my scrap, we're not going to take that offer. I've never gotten... I think it's just a completely random weapon, and I've never really gotten anything good in the past from this. It's too risky for me. So we're going to attack the ship, and at least that way we'll get some scrap. First I have to remember to add power back into my systems that were damaged by the ion storm. And now we're ready to go. They have a missile, so we're going to attack their weapons. Alright, that was a very successful volley of laser shots. We're going to go for shields this time, and then we'll burst laser their weapons. The enemy ship appears to be powering up its FTL. It's trying to escape, and they send us a message. Your ship is surprisingly well equipped. Please take this and let us live. It's not a very good offer. We're going to not accept their surrender. But they are still trying to escape, so we're going to have to send a volley. Hopefully this takes them out. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's a little better than what we were offered before. 25 scrap, not bad. Alright, no store yet, so we're going to keep circling around. We're going to come to this beacon. Another ion storm, so that's unfortunate. You jump into a sector of the nebula beset by a plasma storm. An automated rebel scout stationed at the beacon moves into attack. We're going to prepare to fight. It looks like our oxygen system is down, which is fine as long as it doesn't get too low. On pause, we're going to send flak. We're going to send everything we have on their weapons since they don't have a shield up. Hopefully it hits soon. Takes it down. Alright, so we're not going to take any damage this round. I'm going to go ahead and power this down and power up our oxygen so we don't start to suffocate. And that should do the job. Alright. Not bad. 21 scrap. We're going to need to power up the engine, and we'll start jumping around. The Rebel fleet's pursuance of us is going quite slow, so that's good news. You jump to a calmer part of the nebula. However, your relief fades as a Rebel scout jumps to the beacon and moves into attack. So these Rebel scouts... so this one has a mind control system. They've taken control of Nausea, who's going to start attacking our engines. It's not a huge deal. We better power up our shields and power up our engines again. Okay. That's a big weapon. We're going to need to take that stuff out. I normally like to attack the mind control, but engines aren't a huge deal, so we're going to... Well, we can take it out now. Just so it's not completely destroyed. And we'll send Steven in here to help with the repairs as well. And send Flak anywhere. They only have 1 life left. Alright, we're all done. 26 scrap. Back to stations. It looks like we're ready to jump again. So, I have to think about my path. I think if I come here, I should be able to come back around. I want to stay in the nebula for as long as possible, just because the rebel fleet has half speed when you're in a nebula like this. This looks like a well-equipped rebel scout. It appears that an automated rebel scout was positioned within the nebula to warn of your passing. The ship starts powering up its FTL drive. If it gets away, it will no doubt warn the fleet of your position. Oh wow, this is very well equipped. Okay, we're gonna have to attack their engines though, so they can't escape. Okay, we got a little bit. Our shields are down though. Okay, so I'm pausing because this is potentially catastrophic. I'm gonna send a flak at their drones because these guys are gonna be really powerful with half of my shields down. Come on, hit. That was a miss. Okay, I'm gonna pause again. This really needs to get fixed. This is a tough decision. I don't want them to be able to get away, but our hull is getting dangerously low. I need to attack their drone system. Okay, we took out one of them, the beam drone, so that's good. And our shields are back up and running. Alright, flak, we're gonna attack their engines this time, so they really can't get away. Okay, it's not still complete. It's not taken out completely, but I need to go for weapons this time, I think. I need to get these lined up better, but damn, they got away. That's... Alright, so Fleet Pursuit doubled. We took some damage. We didn't get any rewards for that. That's unfortunate. And it sounds like we have a fire. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'll send Ken around to look for this. Hopefully it's in off to the side. One of these locations. Yeah. Okay, so we can just starve that if we open the gates there. I'm gonna send Ken in to get healed. It's funny because the rebel fleet is now pursuing us extra fast, but we can kind of hang out here for as long as we want. Alright. We really need to find a shop. Okay, good. Store. I need to heal my hull. And hopefully get maybe an augmentation or something. You find yourself surrounded by a group of mysterious alien vessels. They hail you and apparently have some valuable technology for sale. Alright, so we only get one page. We have hacking, teleporter. Not great augmentations. I have better stuff to spend my money on. We might want to invest in hacking at this point. Or we might want to just invest in our weapons system. We're going to need about, well, almost all of this in order to get our Pike beam up and running. And after that last fight, I feel like I'm kind of weak on weapons. If more of our opponents have good engines and multiple shields, it's going to be tough to get through. So I'm going to invest in weapons. I'm going to get one power bar, and we're going to spend the rest healing the ship. So I'll go to the store. We can't fix all of it, but we can do most of it. And now if I power down this, and we only have one power on the engines, Pike beam should be good to go. I'm not sure what the best order to have these in. I suppose these two are the most important, and the Pike beam is only useful if their shields are down, so we'll keep them in that order. We'll jump here, and hopefully we can start tearing through some planets, or some ships. You discover a nearby planet speckled with settlements, although none respond to your hails. Alright, we're going to jump back into this nebula, so it takes a little longer for them to pursue us. Oh, I see a blue option. A pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it is attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it's a smuggler trying to stay away from beacons. The special option says we can activate our advanced weapons threateningly. I suppose that's just because we have so much power in our weapon system now. They hail you. There's no need for aggression. Perhaps this would convince you to look the other way. Now this is interesting. I don't know if I've had this exact encounter before. 33 scrap isn't that great. Attacking, we might be able to get more. But, you know what, I think I'll take, well, I'm tempted to attack and just try at the pike beam, so let's see what we get from the attack. They have decent weapons, but hopefully we can take those down. Alright, so they're sending out a missile. Hits our engines. Okay. So our pike beam is almost fully charged. I'm going to launch our flak at the shields now. I'm going to get ready to fire the burst laser on weapons. And then pike beam. Alright, so their shields have been temporarily disabled. Watch what this pike beam can do. I'm just going to cut across the entire ship. Actually, I'm going to go this way. So it cuts through the shield room first. They don't want to fight, they're trying to escape. They're not going to get a chance to. That's actually a worse offer, in my opinion. So we're going to ignore that. Hopefully we get something decent. Oh, now this is interesting. You detect faint life signatures from an intact piece of the hull. They were transporting prisoners, and the sole survivor offers to join your crew as a first step on his path to get revenge. So Kirby, the mantis, now joins our crew. And I'm pretty happy with that. We didn't get as much scrap as I would have liked, but a mantis crew member is always good to have. So I've put him on the Doors system, and that gives us kind of temporary extra power to our doors as long as he's in here. So now it's going to be even harder for anybody to break through our door system. Alright, so we're going to jump, just keep going up towards the exit. Ion storm. You arrive in the middle of a plasma storm. I keep calling it an ion storm. Despite the harsh conditions, a rebel scout seems to be waiting for you. Alright, so we need to pause and figure out how we're gonna allocate our energy here. We could do away with the shield to power up the pike beam, but I don't think that'll be necessary, and the shield will be good for defending against whatever laser weapon they have. We also don't have oxygen, which will be fine temporarily, but we can't forget about that. So we're just gonna run with this. We're also being boarded. Where are they? Okay, they're taking out the oxygen system. So Nausea's gonna head in here. We're gonna remove all oxygen from this room, hopefully before they take out the oxygen system. Now we can send our flak on their shields and our burst laser on the weapons. They're done for. Alright, so he's starving of oxygen. You can tell because he's not attacking the system anymore. He's trying to get into this doorway. So their weapons are completely down. We're going to attack the shields, attack the engine. 5 missiles. I don't have a use for missiles anymore. So 17 scrap, we're going to say no, not accepting surrender. And the intruder teleported away, if you heard that little whooshing sound. That should do it. Alright. So we get 22 scrap. Wasn't much better than their initial offer. We're going to power up our oxygen system and our engines, and now we can... we have a store. We're not going to be able to do anything useful with 35 scrap, most likely. But it's better than jumping straight to the exit, so let's check out what they have. There's only one other ship at this beacon, and it is showing heavy damage. You receive a message on your console. Greetings, traveler. We were crippled by a band of pirates and are now forced to sell our remaining valuable equipment to acquire the necessary supplies to get home. Oh man, so they have a Burst Laser Mark II, which is the current weapon we have, which I like quite a lot. Ion Blast, this might be a decent weapon. It's quite expensive. The only thing here we can afford is an FTL jammer, which isn't any good. And we can't sell anything. I wouldn't really want to buy any of this anyway. We'll go ahead and just fix our hull. We don't need to buy any fuel, so we're just going to proceed on our way. After powering our systems back up. Let's see. I can also buy another bar of power, so let's do that so our engines can be fully powered. Then we're going to head to the exit. Maybe we'll get an encounter. You arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. You arrive near a damaged and dilapidated space station. It appears to be abandoned, but you detect faint life signatures on board. We can board the station and look for survivors, or we can scrap some of the debris. Boarding sounds potentially dangerous. I'm not sure of exactly what happens in this scenario. We do have 5 crew, which is pretty good. If we lost one, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I just hope we wouldn't lose Ken. Huh. I think I'm gonna look for survivors. Human corpses are scattered across the station. You find the source of the signal, a lone survivor that locked themselves in a storage closet. You quickly retreat with them in tow, back to the ship, and hope they can recover enough to be of some use. So we got 15 scrap and a new guy named Martin, who's good at engines. Our current, let's see, Nausea, I think, is our engine specialist. She's better than Martin. So we're going to send Martin on to sensors. I'm going to send Nausea to get healed up also before we jump to the next sector. So now that we have a sensors guy and a doors guy, and we have pretty much all the other main systems are manned, we're going to be doing pretty well for ourselves. I'm quite happy with this run. So let's jump to the next sector. We only have one option, a slug-controlled nebula. So this might turn out to be interesting. And we're going to stop here. You're told the slug homeworld is somewhere in this nebula. You can't see them, but you know they're watching. So we're going to continue. And that'll be it. This will be the jump map for next time. Pretty much all nebula beacons. But these aren't going to slow down the pursuing fleet. So we'll have to go relatively quickly. Alright, so that's it for this session. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Coronal Rain, and I'll see you next time.